Welcome back to the Chill Sounds and Breakdowns podcast. We are here out of the Rail, our home. If you want to keep seeing us here, please go visit therailclub.net and see if there's a show coming to town that you want to come see, because if you buy tickets to that, then they let us stay here. So check out therailclub.net, come out to a show. But speaking of shows, I saw this band play at a show that actually we put on, and I was super stoked, so I had to immediately ask if I could pick their brains. But today we have Mira from Viridescent. Did I say that right?
Yes.
Or Viridescent?
Viridescent.
Viridescent,
Yes.
which I did look up. It's some sort of green.
Yeah, it means
right?
becoming green.
Becoming green.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah. I mean, we were talking a little bit before, but the reason why I do this podcast is really just to satisfy my curiosity about bands. I love hearing how stuff started and things like that. I went and did a little bit of digging, not too much because I like to discover organically or whatever. But it looks like the band started off as something a little different than what it is today. Okay,
Definitely.
so I guess if we want to kind of start there.
Okay. So yeah, Viridescent was started by our drummer Jake and our guitarist Alex. They started just playing music with themselves. I think during COVID, they were just looking for something to do. And so they started taking it a little more seriously, started recording music, putting it out there. And then I think I met them probably 2.5 years ago at So What Music Festival.
Okay. Nice.
They were holding up a sign that said local band needs vocalists. And I was really? Yeah, I was just having a great time at So What. And my best friend was like, oh, you have to go and talk to these people.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't know, I'll check it out, whatever. And so I ended up, connecting with them, auditioning, running a couple demos with them. And then the rest is history. We got Dylan as well, our screamer and producer. He was also at So What and saw the sign. And so we both joined around the same time.
So both of you saw the sign at So What.
Yeah.
That's so sick.
Yeah, so we both joined around the same time. We worked really, really hard on our first EP, Bloom and Gloom, together, kind of trying to find our sound and figure things out, band-wise. Who's taking on these roles, because it had been them for so long, just the two of them, and now there's two more people in the band. So it's, kind of hard to find where everyone's new roles is, if you get what I'm saying.
No, absolutely. When you start a band, if you're lucky enough to start with all members and you're all on the same page, then okay, we're all starting from the same kind of spot.
Yeah.
But when you're looking for members, and especially because they put out two albums, right?
Yeah.
On their own, so there's we've done it this way forever, and it's one thing to want. It's okay, we want vocals, but are we going to understand each other when it comes to creating music?
Yes.
Especially with theirs, because I did listen to the instrumental stuff early on, and it definitely gives you that itch. I'm oh, this would be so cool with vocals on it. So they were writing stuff with in my head, I'm this is instrumental, but it leaves enough room for a vocals. Even on that, it's okay, so maybe they were already kind of thinking that way. We're the music we write is kind of maybe gonna have vocals.
Definitely. Part of the joining the band process was, hey, pick one of our songs and write to it. So come up with a verse. You can write the whole song. You can write a chorus. Whatever. Just show us what you got, how you work, that kind of stuff. And thankfully, it all worked out.
Which one did you pick?
I think Golden Summer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's nerve-wracking.
It's off the one with the hands.
Oh,
yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, that's super. I mean, the both seeing the sign is crazy. That's awesome. That's a really cool. I mean, you can call it coincidence, or maybe that's oh, both of y'all seeing that. But I mean, it's definitely worked out. But yeah, that's coming. So seeing the sign, and your friends telling you hey, you should go talk to him. Do you have a history of doing music?
Very much.
Yeah. Okay.
Very much history.
Okay.
So to break it down, I started my first band in a summer camp at Sound Sounds School of Music. Still around. Shout out Sound Sounds. So I started there with my first band, Drader, and we were 9. That was from 9 years old to 13 or 14.
That's so cool.
And we were like pretty big, pretty cool. Like we opened up for Blackville Brides at Southside Music Hall.
Wow. Okay.
We like played House of Blues. Like for like kids, we were fucking popping. Like it was super cool. Like playing shows with all these adults and people that we looked up to was crazy. So I left that band just because of differences in opinion and financial situations.
Gotcha.
There were a bunch of rich kids from Highland Park, and so I was a poor kid from Mesquite.
Hey,
like
poor kid from somewhere else.
Yeah, exactly. So there was just differences, and they wanted to buy onto tours. They wanted me to sign a contract that said I wasn't an original member of the band, that I was an employee of the band.
Oh,
which was crazy.
That young.
That young.
Okay.
Yeah. So I mean, the parents were on business mode. Very, very like dadager vibes. It was awful.
Yeah.
But it gave me a good look into how things work later on.
Yeah.
After that, I was, just kind of hanging out for a little bit, and I joined another band called The Results.
Okay.
But they were all seniors in high school, and I was a freshman.
Okay.
So that lasted for about a year, and then they all went off to different colleges. Still keep in contact with them. They're all really cool.
Okay.
But, and then after that, I took some time off because, like, it's fucking hard.
It's grueling.
It's really hard to not only find people that are as motivated and, really want this and want to work hard and put in the time and effort and don't have 1,000 things going on or aren't in 1,000 other bands.
Yeah.
So I just kind of put it to the side for a little bit, was a karaoke killer, and went to Richland College for music education.
Okay.
I was like gonna be a music teacher. Gotta have it involved in my life in somehow, like in some way. But yeah, I mean, going to Richland, I studied opera, I studied like music theory. It was really cool because I had never had like any of that formal training.
Yeah.
So like getting trained in opera and singing arias in like German and Latin and French was like crazy mind-blowing to me. And gave me a lot of the foundations that I like still use today, obviously.
Yeah.
And it was just a really cool experience. And then COVID hit and I was in like 50-person choirs, which you can't do during COVID.
Yeah.
So it was very much like, okay, I think I'm dropping out of college now. Like, what are we going to do?
Yeah.
So after that, I was just kind of hanging out, going to karaoke bars, working as a bartender, making connections. I was working on Greenville Avenue at the time.
Okay.
So just crazy, wild times. And then went to So What with my homies, saw the sign. The rest is history.
That's so cool.
I was like, you know what? Let's give it a chance again.
So you had quite a bit of like experience with it, and at the cool thing is at different like stages of your life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like early, like seeing that success that early.
It's crazy.
Is crazy. But also, I mean, one of the things that a lot of people don't pay attention to, which you got an early glimpse to it, was the business side of stuff.
Very much that.
Which normally it's like everybody is at the end. That's the last thing you ever like focus on or like even think about. But I mean, even though it wasn't the greatest experience with the business side, it still gives you an insight to know that like, okay, this is an important thing with every project we go forward. Like this is something like that needs to be like at the forefront too, thinking about stuff like that. Because like plenty of bands, I mean, me, when I was in one, same thing. Like the business thing was like the last thing on my mind. And then like once you start trying to figure all that stuff out, like, oh, it's overwhelming. And it's like,
it's super overwhelming.
It's like, oh, I don't know. You have to think about this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then the ever changing landscape of the way the music industry works is having to be adaptable to that. And like, okay, what worked, 10 years ago is definitely not working now. And it won't work in the next 10, 10 years ago.
Yeah. I mean, months even.
Yeah.
Like, the algorithm is always changing. To be a musician, to be a creator in any capacity nowadays, you have to constantly be changing. You have to, push that content, social media, TikTok every day. Like, it's crazy the amount of things that you have to do just to be successful in music. Yeah,
it's quite an endeavor. So people that do it and stick with it, like, you should appreciate like your bands that are out there doing this because it's a ton of work. Seeing it from the outside and inside perspectives, like I admire so many bands that like do it and do it well, you know. And I understand that that's the balance today. Like you need to focus because like I still run into bands where like, well, this should be enough. Like being a good band is enough, and I'm like, honestly, like I don't think it ever truly was. There was always
No.
something extra,
Yeah.
like that you had to focus on. Like, yes, because there's once you just start, even like I said, on the local scale, once you just start like going to shows and witnessing like bands, is like talent. There's enough. There's tons to spare.
Yeah.
Like it's an overwhelming pool of talents. Like it's everything else that comes
Yeah,
with it. Like
it's not just enough to be a musician anymore. You have to make your band your brand.
yeah.
Like, and it has to be branded, and everything has to be created carefully, and what you post, and who you want your audience to be, and stuff like that. Like, it's a numbers game.
Very much so, numbers game. Okay, so I will get into that conversation more
For
because
sure.
I for sure like love to talk about it, but also like I love to see how everybody else like has the same like struggles with it that I do. But okay, so you joined the band, and from what I could tell, again from just like random diving into Instagrams. Was that around 2023?
Yeah.
The end of 2023 when that was happening, and then first release comes January of the next year,
Yeah.
2024. So do you jump right in? Does writing feel natural? What is, because we were talking about the dynamic, like two new people coming in. Do you feel like, is there like a tug and pull with that? Is it kind of growing pains with it?
Definitely.
Okay.
I mean, it's really hard for anyone to give up control, full control. Especially because I'm really hard-headed and I'm very forward, and I like to, say what I feel. And like I said, I've been doing this for a while, so I kind of know what works and what doesn't. And coming into a band that's been writing music but never played a show is like very different.
Okay.
So I mean, my writing process is you give me the music, I'm gonna go sit by myself with my headphones on and just like go.
Yeah.
And, lots of people like to collaborate and stuff, so I would bring my lyrics to them and they could just pick and choose what they like, and then we can change it on the spot. But my writing process is very much in solitude.
Okay.
Like, I like big headphones on, blankets, iPad, like just repeating the song, ready to go. I don't like working with other people.
Yeah. It is an interesting experience. Coming from doing the same thing when I was in a band, like I was just like, oh, like nobody else in the band, and I was the only vocalist. So
Yeah.
as far as I was concerned, like nobody else should have a say in like what I'm saying, So I would always do the same thing. I would like take it, memorize the song on and have it on a loop. So I know where everything goes. So I just need to figure out like where to play stuff is.
Yeah.
The only thing I always bring it back to the story, like I've let some cringy lyrics go by, and then I'm like, why didn't nobody say anything here?
Same.
So there's like some of them where I'm like, okay, like I need to be more open to that. And then on the later stuff that we were writing, I was trying to open, but it was just the beginning steps of like opening myself up to like, okay, our guitar player came to me with an idea. It's like, I wrote this, riff or whatever. I go, but this is why I wrote it. And he tells me like the story, and I'm like, okay. So then I'm like, let me try to write with you. Like, let's see, does this work? Blah, blah, blah. And it's annoying sometimes because to me it's way harder. Like, I can write about stuff that I do.
Yeah.
I go, but like having someone else have an input in it, I'm just like, oh, like why? But so it was a bit of a control thing too. But yeah, I think collaborations are really cool when they work and they make sense.
Yeah.
And you find the right people to work with, because then you also have like people telling you to write a song a certain way that like know nothing about like what you're trying to do with it.
Very much that.
Yeah. That's where the issue lies.
Jake, our drummer, would, like him and Alex would work on the instrumentals, and Dylan would do the production as well. And like Dylan would come with an idea, and then I would be like, well, I don't really like this part. Like, let me tweak it. Like, it is very, I mean, Bloom and Gloom especially was very collaborative.
Okay.
Like, some of the songs are completely mine. Some of them are half me and Dylan. Some of them are half me and Jake. Like, they would come to me with the idea and be like, oh, okay, this is what I wrote the song about. These are my ideas for the lyrics. You can change it. Here's a melody, whatever. And kind of give me like a blueprint idea for the song. And then I'd go back and change it and make things the way that I wanted it to be. Yeah.
But the way you were saying earlier, where you like to kind of speak your mind about that stuff, is everyone in the band kind of the same way, where they're saying like what they like, what they don't like? Because I know that's
yes and no.
The communication part is where I've seen like a lot of bands run into issues where it's just like, oh, they don't like something, or they just don't know how to explain how to like. So
Yeah.
I've seen the issue of just like someone saying, well, like I don't like that, but not saying like
Why
or
or
like
what
what
you
can we
can do to
change, or
fix
like hey,
it,
like
yeah.
let's try to do this instead.
Yes.
But yeah, so there is still some of that where it's a little difficult.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, which is understandable with a band started one way, adding new people, so you're gonna have a bunch of new ideas coming up. But you also get a lot of cool new stuff.
Yeah,
That
absolutely.
works in that where it's like, oh, we would have never written this like that because they brought in a totally new
Yeah,
idea.
like on I think Compromised Composure, it was our first single. There's like a double chorus. So like Dylan is singing something completely different and I'm singing something completely different at the same time during the chorus, and that was a mix of either his or Jake's idea and my idea, and we're like, fuck it, let's just do both.
Yeah.
Like we can't decide on one, let's just do both. And that's the same thing with our newest single that we just put out, Goth Club. We did the same kind of thing, like with I can't even remember where it is in the song right now, but you know, there's like that double thing going on. Like, oh, I liked those words that you had originally for the song. Like, let's find a way to work that into what I have as well. So that way, everyone's happy.
Yeah.
Everyone likes the song. No one feels slighted. You know, everyone is comfortable and oh yeah, that's pretty cool. And it always ends up being like 10 times fucking cooler.
That's those two things. Like one, you need to make sure like whoever's like idea is not being used or whatever. Like they don't think that like, oh, they did it because like they
hate me.
They hate me, or they hate what I write, or this and that, or make them feel less than because it's not. And then the other thing is that man, 9 times out of 10, you come out with something way cooler that, and you know that like we wouldn't have made that like unless I didn't play this part or we took this out, we made something cooler, and that's one of the beautiful things about being in a band, that you automatically are involved in collaboration no matter what, like with your members, and you come out with some cool stuff. Which again, that EP and then this a lot of the new singles that are coming out like are really really cool, which kind of shows that dynamic. I was just trying to understand like who was doing what, like instruments and stuff like that. But production wise, you say that's
our screamer Dylan.
Yeah. A lot of that stuff that's put into that like is really really cool.
He is crazy fucking good.
Yeah,
he is insane. Like he's a mastermind. He will sit down and make like 150 beats in a night and just be like, here guys, like pick what you want.
People function like that.
I don't know. I can't do it.
Yeah, no, I was like, I can get you one really good thing in a few days.
Well, he says his process is he'll make one thing and then it'll inspire him to make another thing, and that thing will be really cool. And then he'll like just keep going and going and keep playing with ideas until he has like 100 fucking beats in a night. Like
it's just, I think it's like the idea of just like letting your creativity loose and not being too worried about like, is this good or is this not? It's like, let's just make.
Yeah.
And I've definitely seen that help out a lot of like bands and a lot of just creatives in general. It's just like try things and don't worry about like if it's good or not. Like just do stuff, create it, and then you learn little by little. Well, I hate this thing, but this one thing I did here works. You know, like put that somewhere else or figure it out. But yeah, trial and error is a lot of what like being a musician, I think, is about. And again, pushing through your boundaries. Okay, so you like writing by yourself?
Yes, very much.
A lot of time. What do you normally like draw from? Is it all personal? Is it all
personal? I like reading horror books and looking for like cool words.
Okay.
Like from Compromised Composure, I think the Seraphs Are Screaming, that line is from like Edgar Allan Poe, one of his short stories. Like I can't remember which one, but I'll just like flip through, like read real quick, try and find cool words and like, oh yeah, this fits the vibe. Like I'll definitely use that, or like, poetry, lots of horror books, honestly.
Yeah.
I love My Chemical Romance too, like the storytelling of like how they use like all these cool words and like they are very intricate with like their storytelling and stuff like that. So that's definitely on the top of my mind for like, I don't know, story composition of the lyrics. But yeah, mostly personal shit.
Mostly, yeah. Everyone has plenty to go around.
Yeah.
That's good. Do you ever, when people write about, and which most people write about personal stuff, but like when people do that, do you ever find yourself, is it more, what's the word? Is it more like a cathartic experience, or does performing that song over and over, night after night, keep you in the same kind of headspace?
I would say there's one song in particular that I'm thinking about,
Mm-hmm.
and it's called Fear. It's off of Bloom and Gloom. That is our like most hype song
Mm-hmm.
because it hits so hard for all of us. We all have our different reasons for, thinking about who we're thinking about during that song.
Yeah.
But I think it makes us go 10 times harder during that song. The anger, the rage,
Yeah.
the emotions, the feelings. Yeah, and there's one moment in our set, like I forget what song it's during, but it's the lyrics are "We don't forget when we move on" or something like that. Can't remember it right now. Yeah, we don't forget when we move on. Something like that.
Okay.
But that like always like if I'm having a hard time getting through the set, that's like right in the middle. I always like think about that and think about like all the people that I've lost and like how they're still looking down on me and like, oh fuck, I really have to kill this performance. Like even though I'm tired, like let's keep it going. Like let's just go.
So you very much like I can leave it on the stage. On the stage.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that practice and that way to approach performance because two things. One, you don't take it with you after the set's done.
No.
Like, hey, it's there. But the other thing is that you do leave all that emotion out on the stage and on the performance, and the audience gets to experience that raw emotion,
Absolutely.
like live. There's a band that I that does that every time I see them like play. Set Adrift does that so much like to me, where I see them like it feel like they're crying every time they play this set. But then like right after they're done, we're talking and like, oh, okay, we're like pals or whatnot.
Yeah.
And I'm like, cool. Like, yes, that's what I want out of a performance. Like I want a performance. Like I don't want, I guess it's because I know more, but I don't want you to take that with you. Especially like, cause a lot of the shit that I listen to is like all dreary and sad and stuff like, cause that's that's the stuff that I love.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't want you to feel like that, like in real life. Like I want you to be fun,
True.
like fun or whatever. But I get that those are real like emotions. So it's cool that there's a place to experience them and put them forth in a safe manner because you're walking away from it like at the end of the performance. But it makes for great performance.
Yeah, I mean it's nice, to get out there. You're pissed off at something, oh, this is the pissed off song. Let's do it. Let me throw that in there.
Yeah.
Had a hard week at work, Oh, Friday I get to play a show and I get to yell at a bunch of people. That's awesome.
That
Like
it's definitely a perk about being in a band, especially
Yeah.
like a heavier band. It's like I can. Like people are always like, oh, like we're going to a field to scream together. It's like, no, I get to do it at people.
Yeah.
Like, and they're gonna cheer for it. You know what I mean? Like it's gonna be a great time.
And they're gonna love that shit.
Yeah.
They're gonna eat it up.
Yeah, it's such a live music is one of my favorite things about like music in general is that show experience, that audience to artist relationship that you establish and nourish during performances. You know what I mean? Like that, hey, you're throwing off this energy on stage, the audience throws it right back and it just bounces off and creates this like giant thing. And then again, like I've been to shows and I've had more people experience this where I've gone to shows where I'm the only one. I didn't go with anybody. I'm there by myself. I go, but during this set, during this performance, I go, we're all here watching this experience together. And I make friends for the set. You know what I mean? Like, oh, cool. And then we go our separate ways, but we had a moment together. So it's like this community thing that happens all together. And that's why I appreciate the artists that do leave it on the stage and put it like that. And I feel like you guys do that very well. And you see it in kind of the response that the audience has to you. Like I've just seen like reactions, like the show that I was at, like reactions that like people have like coming up to y'all like after the set or anything like that. And then I've seen like even like photo ops and stuff like that where y'all are like taking pictures like with people that are good. Do you guys garner that reaction quite a bit from people?
Absolutely. I feel like, I don't know, we're all really nice and approachable. Like Dylan seems scary on stage, but we're all really, really nice. And, we love talking to people and that's how you build your fan base, know? If at the end of the day, we're all just people. Like, yes, we're people on a stage. We put on that, role, that title, that hat for a little bit. But when we get off the stage, we're also just an audience member. Like, I'm 90% of the time stoked to see every single band that we're playing with. So I'm going to sit in the front row and be there engaged for the entire show.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's easy to talk to us. I like hanging out with people. I like making new friends. I'm a bartender, so talking to people comes easy to me.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah.
Very outgoing.
It's a super important thing to be like especially if you're in a band. because that's another one of those components that you need to have. Like, at least somebody in the band like needs to be outgoing, needs to be able to talk to people in a real manner, because it just elevates that. I mean, in this I'm gonna say world now, with like with the access that people have to people with social media and stuff, like they want like human reactions,
human
experience,
interaction.
interactions, with you. And I get it's not always the easiest thing. Like like you were just saying, like it could be like the day just, even the performance like didn't do enough to like, push aside what happened that day or what you're going through. But yeah, being able to talk to the people that, hey, they showed up and they like experienced this, like there's a bit that I think it's part of a responsibility to be like, well, they helped me work through some stuff, so let me at least give them like a hi, hello, like let them tell you like what what
I
their
think it's
favorite
really
song
really
said.
important to build engagement with fans, like whether it's online or at the show. We opened up for TX2 a couple of months ago.
Okay.
The 5'4" man whore, that dude. And we were like, not sure what to expect from the show. He was super sweet, very nice. Everyone was. But there was a lot of people that we met at that show that have since then been longtime fans of us. Like at every show, tagging us on Instagram all the time, like commenting on all of our pictures, liking, sending us DMs, like, hey, I'm trying to make it to the show. I was like, oh, I'll throw you on the guest list. Like, it's fine. You've been to all these shows. You've been supporting us. Like, what else can I do? You know?
Why not? Yeah, why not like show the same appreciation right back? Yeah, because people love to love stuff. You know what I mean? So, and then the easier you make it for them to like do that, and it's just about being a good hang. Like, okay, like, oh, they were nice when I saw them. Like they answered the question that I had about a song, or like they just said hi. I talked to them about how I got here or whatever. I've had plenty of those interactions with bands that are, at whatever level, but like those genuine, like, oh, they talked about something that I did. I remember those conversations forever. And I've become like lifelong fans. I bring up a story where we were playing and this was like early, the band Idola was there, and Andrew, their vocalist, was sitting at the merch table like next to ours. And we had just got off stage, and he just said, like, hey, like, I really like your voice. Like, well, he gave me like a 2-minute talk. And the bigger thing was that he remembered like 2 years later when they were touring again. And I happened to bring up, they're like, yeah, we like put out an EP. He's like, oh, that's cool, blah, blah, blah. But it was, and both conversations couldn't have taken longer than 5 minutes, like all together.
But it creates that lasting impression.
Them like, oh, they were cool. Like, you know what I mean? Because it's, I've had the opposite where I've like had bands that I love.
Same.
And then had the worst interaction, and I'm just like, damn, I guess I still like the music. I go, but you it's just a different light you see people. And it's something, as I've gotten older, I learned to give people grace on.
Absolutely.
Because I'm like, okay, I don't know what you're going through. I say that a lot even with myself, because like I've had people run into me, and then I'm just like overstimulated,
having
or like
an having an
off
absolutely.
day. And it's I've never like had like a bad reaction, but I've had some where I might seem like I don't know how to talk. And it's like, oh, I guess they like, sometimes I'm like, oh, I wonder if they think like I didn't want to talk to them.
Or
and
they're rude or something like that.
Yeah. So I've learned to give people grace with it. Well, maybe it's just an off day. But if it's habitual, then I'm like, okay, that's how they like.
All right, you're an asshole. I get it.
Yeah. He's like, no, okay. If other people say the same thing and it's happened multiple times, then I'm like, all right, there's no excuse for that.
Yeah. I'm like, no, we're good.
Yeah.
I have a funny hero interaction negative story if you want to hear it.
Yes, please.
So when my first band opened up for Black Veil Brides at Southside Ballroom, we're about to go on stage, and of course we're walking by where Black Veil Brides is. And I'm 13. That's my favorite fucking band in the whole world.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh my God, we're talking to all the members, everything's cool. Andy's sitting in the back, totally ignoring us. We're like, oh yeah, we love you guys. Like, y'all are such a huge inspiration for us. Like, it's such an honor to be able to open for you. Like, I hope that you catch some of our set, come and check us out. And I went up to Andy and I was like, hey, like, I love, I'm such a big fan. You've inspired me so much as a vocalist and like in my style. I was a scene kid. So like, and that's back when they had the black makeup and the flippy hair. And shit.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Yeah, like so I was like, you're such an inspiration to me. And he was like, yeah, that's cool. We don't really talk to the opening bands though.
No fucking way.
Broke my heart.
Oh my
5
god.
seconds later, we walk on stage, and kid band, not
Yeah.
supposed to cuss. I said fuck like so many times that night. By the time we got off stage, the manager was like, "Don't ever do that again." And I was
Yeah.
like, "I was just having a fucking great time," like.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was awful. Don't ever meet your heroes. But, come to find out later, that's when he was in the thralls of his, like, addiction and whatever else was
Yeah.
going on with him. So, like, gotta give him some grace for that.
Yeah, that's some grace, but damn, like to
13
kids,
years
you know what I
old.
mean? Like that's
crazy.
that's the crazy part. You know what I mean? When you could have just like said anything else.
Anything
like,
else.
Just like, oh, like,
Yeah.
okay, cool.
I still
you know what
love Black Veil
I mean?
Brides.
Yeah.
But, that kind of soured my my night. It was
Yeah.
cool. It was a big night for us. 13 years old playing Southside Music Hall.
That's wild.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And then right before you go on stage, they're like
Just getting my spirit crushed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, I'm just an opener. You know what I mean? Like, or
Yeah.
like even thinking like, oh, this person I admire, like didn't
even want to
care
acknowledge
of
me.
how much like they've actually like influenced
Yeah.
and be like, well, why I'm, oh yeah, that definitely could be a
awful.
tough one to get over. But yeah, it fucking happens.
There's good and bad, Like,
Yeah.
Wicca Phase Springs Eternal. He's really cool. Him and my fiance have done like photos together in the past. He's part of like Goth Boy Clique, like
Okay.
Little Peep's former gang.
Oh, okay.
So he comes around a lot, and we always go to his shows. He always lets us like hang out with him and take pictures, and he always remembers like, "Oh, what's up, Mira? Like, oh, it's so good to see you. I haven't seen you in like 6 months." Da 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 da. Like those relationships with artists are super special.
Yeah.
Like, remembering the last time or what I said last time I talked to you a year or 6 months ago. Like
Yeah.
that's just like super nice. It leaves a lasting impression, a good impression on your fans. He always takes the time to come out, like whatever size venue he's playing, he'll come out and spend however long he can like talking to people, not just
Yeah.
like take a picture and go, here are my bodyguards. Like no, like actually having genuine conversations with people.
Yeah.
And that's what makes the art and the artist connection so special, and like with the audience that connection so special. It's just like, dang, I'm listening to this music, I've spoken to this person, they were really nice to me, like I want to keep supporting them.
Yeah, it just deepens that connection. That's
Mm-hmm.
gonna again make you listen to those songs. Wherever they have feelings that you attach to them, then now they have the feelings that the artist attached to them. You get to hear it from them, and then in some way, you feel this like
Emotional attachment.
yeah,
or-
yeah, like and especially because if you get to tell like the artist that wrote the song that saved your life, if
Yeah,
you get to tell
exactly.
them that, you know what I mean? Like even if you think they hear it like all the time, like you still it happened. That's a weird moment, and it's for both. Like for both people, they get something out of it. But as an artist, like I've talked to like a few people, and it's weird because it happens at every level. So I remember when we were playing, like we weren't a big band, but I had that interaction with someone who was like, "Oh, this means so much to me." And then I thought, I'm like, dude, like how many people don't tell me or don't tell their artists, but they are listening to the songs, and then I go back and backtrack like all the songs that I like love that I've never talked to those artists, but like
Yeah.
that music did so much for me. I'm like, dude, and then it just goes back to like that community aspect and connection that music brings. And I'm like, dude, music is like so special because
Yeah.
you get to put out art and so many people get to take it in, and it affects them in different ways.
Yeah, everyone interprets it in a different way.
Yeah.
And that's what makes it so special. Like I said about Fear, we all have something that is connected to that song that it wasn't the inspiration for it,
Yeah.
but we can all relate to it in some kind of way. I mean, most of our music is like that.
Mm.
Collaborative emotions, it's not specifically about one thing, but
Mm.
anyone can relate to it.
Yeah. Yeah. Very, which again, makes great music. Makes great music. And I can definitely like tell from the way y'all write, like even just like I'm not embarrassed anymore, but I'm terrible at like looking up lyrics now these days. So I go on emotion on like vocal delivery or like instrumentation and stuff like that. And I was as I was listening to like some of y'all's music, there were just certain parts where like I would get like these like strong emotions out of it just on like delivery,
Yeah.
and then I like once like a line really hits me, I was like, okay, I need to find out like what was said here and
Yeah.
stuff. but yeah, there's this connection that happens with music, and it's great. And everybody gets to choose what connection that is for them, and it's super special. Um, okay, so and you guys are writing currently because you just released like it was the
Goth
latest single,
Club.
Goth Club. Is
Just put out
that
a music video for that one too.
yeah? Plug
Yeah,
it
it's
in
sick.
here.
Yeah, we're currently writing. It's taking a little bit longer than we would
Yeah.
liked, but we're, Bloom and Gloom was a great example of us trying to find our sound and kind of dial it in. And I think these singles are also kind of us getting more into our like niche, like our groove and our place, like trying to find our sound, like really lock it in and fine tune it. But I'm really excited for what we have coming. It's really, really good.
That's super exciting. I do want to touch on something that I did see you post about. You were just talking about like being. You were saying how like I think it was on your TikTok, and it was like about the band is like your full-time position because it involves like all these things. And what all like responsibilities like do you take like in the band? Because I saw the list and I'm like, there's so many.
I wear all the hats. I wear every single hat except it would be easier to list the things that I
What don't you do? Yeah.
I don't do the production. I don't do anything instrumental. So the boys completely cover that. I don't actually record it. I don't mix and master it. Jake takes care of all of that. Jake and Dylan do all the mixing and mastering. We do everything in-house, everything ourselves. I don't do any of the website stuff.
Okay.
Jake also runs that. Or as far as like distribution, all of the like musical back end shit, I don't do that.
Cool.
I am in charge of the social media. I book us, I promote us, I write the music, the lyrics and the melodies. I do everything.
Yeah.
It's Viridescent 24/7.
That's,
All the time.
Yeah, it's kind of what it has to be. Yeah.
It's so bad that everyone has started saying it's Miradescent.
Oh no.
Literally, all of my friends are like Miradescent because that's what it is. It's Viridescent 24/7,
Yeah.
365. I'm out at a show, enjoying my time, hanging out with my friends. Guess what? I have flyers in my purse.
Yeah.
For whatever show we have coming up. I'm passing out cards, like business cards, QR codes, like trying to get, because that's the best way to get reach. Hey, you look cool. Check out my band. 9 times out of 10, they're going to follow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's oh dang, that's really cool to hear. Because it's something that I've been experiencing with some bands, and where I look at, because and it's again back to going like what worked in the past doesn't always work like now or whatever. But I'm like, I remember there was this hunger to be like that, to be like I will promote myself like at any
chance I get.
Yeah. And then I'll see like some bands, like I won't even name any because it depends on what, there's like different scenes in different areas. So like I've been trying to understand like all of them. But then I see something like that don't push themselves like that. So
At
I'm like
all.
wondering like what is the motivation? Or again, like it could be like you have a different vision than what I'm envisioning for your band or whatever. But yeah, that's what like I believe in. Like you need to push in whatever avenues are given to you or are available, like you need to take. Yeah, in person, yes, you need to be making connections. You need to be networking, which networking sounds intimidating, but it's literally just fucking talking to people. Like
It's
that's
like,
all it is.
hi, I'm in this band.
Yeah.
I heard you do this. It would be cool if we did something sometime.
Yeah.
Or, just come to one of my shows, see if you like us. No pressure.
Yeah, and that's way more convincing than just seeing the ad online, just seeing the show flyer like that. I mean, there's so many things happening in all different
All the
times. And the funny thing I say is like the easiest thing for them to do is to not go to any of them, like
Exactly.
to not do anything. Like
Yeah.
that's the easy option. You know what I mean? So yeah, any little edge that you can add to yourself to like, okay, like, oh, we met in person. Remember at this show? Like, yeah, we're playing this. Exchange whatever information. Then like later on, it's like, oh, like you send them a that way it's not out of the blue because there's also that experience of just like
Random follower on Instagram, like message request. Hey, you look like you would like my music. Check it out here. I'm like, no.
I was like, why? You know what I mean?
No, I'm not
like,
going to do that.
yeah.
I don't know you. You're not following me.
Like
No.
there's ways to do it, but yeah, I think not limiting yourself to one avenue and doing all of them. Because yeah, social media is one of the biggest ones right now, but it's not the only one. Like
Absolutely.
it's and that's I think it's where people like wanna blend it and be like, this is like, it's just social media and you can push it as much as that, but like there's been crazy examples where like these artists like are blowing up like online and then they can't pull like anybody to their shows. So there's not to say that's bad, but like there's something that was ignored like in some sort of part of
absolutely.
that.
I mean,
Yeah.
I manage Ruins in Debellum. the
Oh,
bar.
sick. Okay.
Yeah. So, and we have a venue in the back, and like we'll get TikTok kids in, and they'll be like, "Oh, it's gonna be a crazy show. This guy has like 10,000 followers on TikTok and Instagram," and then it'll be like 3 people in the venue.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, so like, what's going on here? It doesn't always pull. Like, reach and following and all that stuff doesn't equate to people in seats
Which
or people in the venue.
which is crazy because it means that follower account is almost like a prerequisite for like a lot of stuff these days.
Oh yeah, I was applying to. I mean, like when we first like started to play shows, I reached out to all the Dallas staple venues, and a lot of them on their like fill out this sheet. A lot of the questions are, "What's your monthly listeners?
Yeah.
How many followers do you have on Instagram? How many followers do you have on this website? How many followers do you have on this? Like what's your biggest ticket pull? Like." They want to know all these things. They can't just listen to the music and see if they're good.
Yeah.
But I mean, I also see like the other side of things as a bar manager that runs a bar with a venue. Like,
Yeah.
you kind of need to know these things. I don't want to pull like a bartender to be in the back, a security, a door person, have my sound guy there. That's already like $500.
Yeah.
So if you're going to come in, sell 2 fucking tickets and, no tabs at the bar, like, I'm good. I'm good on that.
Yeah.
It's the duality.
It's one thing that I've definitely gotten to see and we get to see now because again from going from playing a band to now like doing booking and stuff like that, it's like okay, you see all sides and then you try to figure out the right middle ground, but like it's never gonna be like you're on one side or the other. Like you're really, I was like,
absolutely.
you're trying to like do what's best like for everybody. But yeah, like then you get like then you see like yourself like promote the shit out of a show and then see like the people on the bill like post the flyer like once the day before,
Oh,
and
that
it's
pisses me off.
And then especially like because there's a lot of stuff where we'll make content for them and I'm like, all you have to do is share it or accept the little
accept
like thing.
the collab request.
Yeah, it's like it's and
Do
then
it.
or they're accepting like a week before or a day before and I'm like, what is like
There's no
the point of this?
engagement on that now.
Which again, like they are the best way to get that engagement. Is like you like a video for me is something, from the booking company. I go, but a video from the artist like trying to get like it's a bigger deal. Like, and we're trying
Makes
to work
it more
together.
personable.
To do this. Yeah,
Yeah.
I was like, which is what we've been trying to do with a lot of like our content stuff is make it have a face behind it. I was like,
Yeah.
'cause that's the way it go. It's not a company. I mean, and because like we're in person, like at all these shows, like we are like the ones doing all this stuff.
Yeah.
So that's what so if you see my face, which I get it a lot, which the only bad part is a lot of the content I make. So I'm the one in front. So people are like, oh, like you run this. I'm like, no, it's a team. Like it's all of us.
No, and y'all kill it.
Oh, I appreciate that.
No, y'all kill it. Very professional, very on top of your shit. Like,
yeah.
one of the best in the game.
And then we all have like our strengths, so that's what we like try to use
Yeah.
for. But again, like it's trying to again we've all like either been around in the scene or played in bands, so we all like understand like what as a band we
How
would
it works.
want and like and then also like as a promoters like what's the best thing we can do to help this show like be successful
Yeah.
or whatever. But yeah, seeing those people like not take advantage of it, I was like, damn, that hustle like, and then sometimes I'll wonder, and then that's when I start generalizing, I'm like, I'm wrong, like it's not true. But then I'm like, damn, is that hustle mentality gone like about bands? Like, because I remember like when we had to sell tickets, like which you still technically have to,
Yeah.
but like I remember they would give us 20, and it's like, okay, there's 5 people in the band, that's 4 each, it's nothing, And then like if I say that now to like certain bands, they're like, that's crazy. Like, or I had a band say, we're just gonna give them away, and I'm like,
Then
well,
you're gonna pay for
I was like, well,
them.
you can do that. I go,
Yeah.
so, and it's just like this like wild thing. And again, there's different scenes, there's different music. Everything works different. So it's trying to figure out the nuances with all those scenes or whatever. But yeah, the wearing many hats and then social media. How have you, before this band, like, did you have very much experience with like trying to push stuff like or content stuff
No.
on social media? So this is just like
Yeah,
a learn on the
no.
job kind of thing. Okay.
Yeah, very much that. Like, looking at what's working for other people, popping them off. There's, quite a few bands in Dallas that have been popping off recently. Shout out Moonstone. Love y'all.
Just open for the fucking used, man.
Dude, I know. That's fucking crazy. Dude, that's amazing. That's
Yeah.
one step away from My Chemical Romance, which is like
Right there.
my everything. Yeah, very happy for them. But, they came up with a brand before they even started any of this, and they're so good at what they do social media wise. Like, of course they're going to have a lot of fans. They're going to have a lot of reach, like all that kind of stuff. So like, no, I really pull from other people. I'm like, okay, this worked for this band. Like, let me see if I can, make the boys do something like that. But they hate being in front of the camera. They don't want to do any like dumb social media skits or like, little TikToks. Like, I maybe got Dylan to do one TikTok with me one time. But, like, that's the shit that you have to do nowadays. Like, make stupid little videos and, embarrass yourself or, be smart about the things that you post. When we post, like, we just posted the flyer for our pre-Halloween show at Ruins coming up, like, 25, 30 likes. But when we post pictures of us, like 100 and something, like, there's definitely a difference there, like, in engagement and, likes and follows and all that shit. But yeah, no, I'm really just making it up as I go. It's been cool so far. So, I see what works. I'm very creative. I like doing shit, making flyers, editing little videos. Like, I love editing promo videos of us and like stuff like that. That was gonna
be one of my questions because I've seen some of them with like the way the photos like lay out and everything with the promo videos. And I'm like, these are cool. Who's doing these? Like, but there were so many that I'm like, are they paying somebody to do this? Because if not, I was like, there's a bunch.
Me and CapCut.
Yeah.
Me and CapCut.
CapCut is fucking great.
And there's so many templates and stuff for you to already use. So it's great for artists or like content creators or whatever. Like, you want to just do makeup videos, like go ahead. CapCut makes you like cute transitions. You're scrolling, you see something that you like. Guess what? All you have to do is hit a button and put your video in there.
Yeah. There's a lot of tools to make it simple because I do get it. I do get the feeling of like it's a chore. Like, I don't want to do this. But there's so many. CapCut being a huge one to make it easy and accessible for you to like to get in there and just try an idea.
Yeah, it's a very user friendly.
Very much so. Yeah. Out of like, and I've been doing social media even before Noise Rot, like for quite a while. So I was downloading apps left and right. And CapCut's definitely been like one of my favorites. And I'm like, this makes a lot of stuff. Because I can edit, bullcrap phone like quality stuff like on there. But then I also like, I'll load in stuff that I film on the cameras like on there to do clips and things like that. Like, that's how I do like all inside. Like, and the cool thing is people ask all the time and I'm like, dude, it's CapCut. Like, it's
CapCut.
I'm not like
automatic
reinventing
captions,
the wheel.
automatic, like whatever you want to do, cool transitions, thousands of different like filters and like cool layers and shit going on, which makes it really easy for you to like make cool content.
To make stuff and then the ideas, I like what you said, Larry, like you borrow from a lot because that's what it is. Like, it's
you hop on the trend while it's trending.
You hop on the trend and just make sure that it's not like that's not your whole identity.
Oh,
it's like
yeah,
you
no.
just doing because I've also seen that, you know what I mean? Like you see where people just do that and you realize like, oh, they've been trying to push a band this whole time. Like, I had no idea like that's what they were doing. So again, it's figuring out what works for you, but also like what's going to give you that added little boost here. If it's a little, some little trend video that's going to take you all of like 5 minutes to make, then like, make that and then push, the music. Like that's the whole point. Like, everything's got to be an avenue. And there's certain ways. I saw one that was like so easy and it was so simple. And I was like, this is so easy, but it's like people have been doing like rankings of their bands or like, what was the concept? It was like, oh, these are like the best bands I think in Texas, and it's like, but
or like
they get
underrated.
Less,
these are the underrated
bands.
But
they get more underrated as you go, and it was like that. But what they were promoting was the song playing underneath the slideshow, and it's like, oh, okay, because you're sliding through, but the whole time you're listening to the one song that's playing. I'm like, subtle way for you not to be like, oh, what was playing, and then you're like, oh,
or just put, like that one on my TikTok where I put like all the things that I do. I put one of our songs because that was like the trend that was going on.
Yeah.
I knew people would swipe and look at it for a while, and guess what? Now our song is playing.
Yeah. There's a lot of like cool, like subtle, and that's what makes it interesting. It's like, okay, how do I do this to work for me? Again, like same thing with skits, same thing with trends. Like there's ways to customize these things to make them work for you.
Yeah.
Because that's what you want. You want people to notice your band. But yeah, Moonstone is a great example, which I did not know like how big their influence was until we did a podcast together, and I think the next day it had 6,000 views. And
Yeah,
I'm
no,
just
they
like,
have been popping
like,
the fuck
okay,
off.
yeah, like I was like,
And they're
yeah.
the sweetest people too.
They're
So,
so
like,
nice. Yeah.
very well deserved.
Yeah,
Love
yeah.
them.
I had which it's funny. I met Ramses like a long time ago here. We had a battle of the bands that we played here when the stage was on this side, and then I met during the podcast. I met Lucas and Gracie, and they're so super sweet.
Yeah. Both very well versed in social media and marketing.
Yeah, which I love. Is like this was the plan, like from the beginning, and I'm like, that's yes, like having again, it's just planning, just having like that extra step like done. Like so, if you knew what you were doing, then you're starting a leg up. You don't have to like figure it out as you go. But
it's difficult with Viridescent because it's like it was something different beforehand.
Yeah.
Now it's this whole new thing. And now, we're actually finding our sound, and now it's blossoming into like another thing. So, I mean, it's the different eras, it's the different, yeah.
But it's the right moment to get into Viridescent right now. Because again, you're still exploring more of like that sound, what's making the songs good, and exploring new sounds in it too. So I mean, I love that like I'm getting to learn from it now because I don't know how jarring it would have felt. I don't think it would have felt crazy jarring to go from like, oh, I've known like the instrumental band, and all of a sudden like, oh, like what? It's different.
Yeah. And we do have some fans that have been with Jake and Alex since the beginning.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They had never played a show until we did our EP release show.
Really? Oh,
yeah.
So that's 2024, right?
I think so. It was at Manic in Deep Ellum, which is no longer there. So
where was Manic?
Where the After Hours Coba is.
It's
on Commerce. It's on Commerce, I think.
That place has changed so much.
Yeah, Deep Ellum is crazy, dude.
Yeah.
Love it. There's still a lot of music, but there's a lot of spots that I wish were still there that I played like as a kid that would be like really cool to play now.
Yeah. I remember I had a friend when Curtain Club and Liquid Lounge was around, and then we went one time and they had turned it into that, I think it was like a chicken place
Hawkers,
or something.
yeah. Asian chicken place.
She was just walking by and she was like, look what did she say? Oh, look how they massacred my boy. And I was just like laughing.
Dude,
and I'm like, damn,
but
really, like, there's
I
a lot
walk
of stuff.
by and be like, damn, like, I remember that time that my band's name was like painted on the wall.
Yeah.
Like,
that was so cool they used to do that.
Yeah.
Like giant ass calendar on the wall.
That's crazy too. Like, that's a lot of work to be put in.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Yeah.
I mean, Boiler Room was really cool. Profit Bar, The Door. Yeah, Curtain Club.
Yeah.
Miss all those venues. Bad.
I've seen so many cool shows at Profit Bar, and that's my favorite. Maybe not my favorite, but like one of my favorite styles of like venue is that small like shotgun style like stages at the end. It's just a tunnel, like kind of venue. Like those are just like I've had some of like the funnest experience there, which is funny because that and like the Dirty 30, which was off of. It wasn't a deep. It was. I guess it's technically Deep Ellum. I don't know. But that place was open for like a year or whatnot. But it was the hottest fucking shows ever and the coldest like shows ever because they did not turn the heat and they did not turn the damn AC on like at all times. But I had some of the great times, which is funny because I remember I had like a memory. I just recently went to Texas Tea Room and saw Callous Cowboys.
Oh, I was there too.
Yeah. I was sweaty from the minute I walked in. Like, I'm drenched in sweat right now.
Fanning. So, Callous Cowboys' mom was doing merch that night.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I ran to my car, got this shitty little, like, paper fan.
Yeah.
And was, like, fanning myself. And she was like, can you, like... And I was like, come here, girl. Like, I got you. And I was fanning her the whole fucking time. And then I threw my fan on stage for them, too. Because, like, homie was about to pass out.
Yeah. It was, like, it's super...
It was so fucking hot
so fucking hot in there. I'm like, oh, my God. Like, I walked outside and I'm like, it feels 1,000 times better, and I'm like,
it was
out
like,
in the heat. Yeah,
it was fucking hot outside too.
I was like, oh shit, or whatever. But I mean, part of me was like, I was like, I was like, oh, this is miserable. But then part of me brought me back. I was like, you know what? I'm going.
We're just old now. Like,
Yeah, it's all it is. I was like, I'm just like uncomfortable. But also, like, I was like, it also reminded me. I was like, dude, I remember when I used to like sit through worse shit like this to see music that I love, and I'm like, that's what I'm doing like right now.
Oh yeah,
you
like
know?
how many years did we bake in the sun at Warped Tour? Like,
Yeah, Warped and that's I remember going when they didn't offer like free water.
oh yeah, no, you had
Yeah.
a Monster and a bag of beef jerky, and you toughed it out.
Yeah.
That was it. Tiny bag of beef jerky, fucking Monster samples all day.
Yeah.
Let's go.
That's how we're gonna make it.
Yeah.
And again, those days were great. You know what I mean? Like it's just some 30 minutes of like what is it? Heat exhaustion. Just sitting under a tree, stuff cramping up, and then you're just like, all right, back.
Let's go.
The next
Back to
band
the
is playing.
pit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, good times. Good times. But I always like thinking about those, but I also like thinking about like what the next generation is doing like now. So like I love seeing like the younger kids coming out to shows or playing their first shows
Oh,
and
yeah.
stuff like that is a really cool experience. Okay, so Viridescent is playing a few shows, like actually like three, one every month, right?
Yeah,
So
we
far.
try to do once a month. Probably at the start of this upcoming year, we're gonna take some time off, and we have a couple things in the works. So secrets,
Secrets.
secrets. But we're gonna take a little bit of time off at the beginning of next year just to really lock in.
Okay. And then this won't come out till next week. But what do you have in November and December?
So we're opening for Skylit Drive,
Fucking sick.
which is really, really cool with our friends. I think it's Lil Raindrop and Violent Fiasco.
Okay.
Good homies of mine, so it's going to be a sick show. Very excited to play the Skylit Drive. That's like, one of the old school, like one of my
Yeah.
favorite bands from a very long time ago. But, and then in December, we're opening for I Set to Kill, which is also another,
Another one.
crazy,
Yeah.
great opportunity for us and our sound and what's coming next.
Nice.
So.
Cool. I just have, I think, 2 more questions for
Okay.
you that are kind of like maybe more script. One was like, it's actually, I took a screenshot. It's like I wanted to make sure I got these right. I'm recalling a post that you did, and you were talking about your influences. I think it was that same post. But I want to see like if you could name from each one of those influences, like what draws you to like this, like the artist or whatever, or what you pull from them. So,
Okay.
First would be Mike M.
The best.
Yeah.
2 My Chem tattoos. I don't know if you can clock it, but huge 3 Cheers leg piece. My Chemical Romance is like the inspiration for everything. The theatrics, the makeup, the sound, just how well they've done for themselves and how their sound has evolved over time.
Okay.
And Gerard Way especially, like even in his solo stuff, like I'm fucking obsessed. Everything that they do, I love. The storytelling, the emotions, like the characters, the eras,
Yeah.
it's all very planned out, and it's I don't know, it's just fucking awesome. I
Cool.
love them.
All right. And then it looks like we have let's go with The Cure.
The Cure, classic goth. My mom was a goth, raised on goth. Love everything about the culture, the sound, the vibes. I'm more of an emo than a hardcore goth, but I still have that like true goth blood
roots.
running in
Yeah,
me.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean the emotion, the music style, like the synths specifically. Like I'm very like heavy synth lover.
Okay.
So like, yeah, love The Cure.
Cool. I love that y'all have a lot of that in the newer stuff too. Yeah. Okay, and then we'll do Tyler the Creator.
I've seen every single Tyler show since he was in Odd Future in Dallas ever, including the secret show at Trees.
Wow. Okay. What the hell?
I love Tyler. I went to Camp Flognaw in 2017. I just think he's a fucking genius. Like everything that he does, like I love in his music. If you really nice headphones on or in your car by yourself, taking some me time, you'll find little things that he'll only do once in the song. Like it'll be like a maraca shake or like a little click or like a little bass part. Never comes back again. But it's all that ear candy that keeps you listening to it. Like I've loved him since the Bastard Goblin days to Call Me If You Get Lost and Don't Tap the Glass, his newest album. And seeing his sound evolve, like is crazy. That like heavy R&B influence has always been there, but you can just tell it got more and more like it took over more and more.
Yeah.
And I mean, he's always evolving, which is cool. Like I aspire to be like that. His lyrics are crazy, especially like the old ones,
Yeah.
which TikTok is just now finding out about like old Tyler the Creator, which is hilarious. Like, yeah, he was insane on Twitter. Like,
Absolutely. Yeah.
but you know, he's an adult now. You know, things have changed. His sound has changed. His vibe has changed. I love like what draws me back to listening to him all the time, and even like his past stuff is just like every time I listen to this, I find something new, which is crazy because like I've listened to this for hours and like for years and years and years, like replayed these songs on all over again, and I'll hear this like one little click or like a little shake or something, you know, that'll just be there for like one section of a chorus and then it's gone.
Yeah.
But like I love shit like that, like ear candy. That's why I like our music so much, is because like there's so fucking many layers of production.
Yeah.
And Dylan really puts in the work like to make it all cohesive.
Yeah.
And like the way Jake mixes everything together, and like even the vocal parts mixed with the production, and we're very like specific that we want everything to mesh really well. So, you know, you might not hear a certain part, but it's definitely in there. Like there's like 17 layers of harmonies on every song.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, like we will go dissonant, you know, we'll do all these different cool things, and like the double vocal line,
Yeah.
for example, like that's like little ear candy where, you know, like my chorus is the main part, but what people are singing at the shows is Dylan's part, because they love that little like behind the chorus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's moments like that, and like parts like that in songs where you can listen to them and it sounds different every time because like, oh, you're paying attention to
That's
this
why I
time,
love
or
Tyler.
like-
He just does it so well.
yeah, and yeah, his sound has evolved. So like I'm just like a casual like Tyler fan, and even I like can see like the difference that it's happened. Like
yeah.
I remember seeing like when he came out with Odd Future and Goblin, and then like the most recent album, I was like, this shit is like so danceable and shit.
Oh,
like,
yeah,
but I
he
had
made it.
such a great time. Like,
Yeah.
this is fucking cool. Like,
He made it for people to dance to.
and I love that that's his attitude. It's just like try whatever the hell he wants to do. You know what I mean? And
He's at a point
and
where
do
he
it well.
can.
And you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like do it to where it's like I'm not half-assing a new idea. I'm whole-assing like something completely different. You know what I mean?
Absolutely,
Like
yeah.
I'm going all in to whatever sound like I decide to make. I'm like, I love that. I go, you know what I mean? Like you might lose whatever fans or this and that or some people, but true fans of artistry like are gonna stick by you.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, what
he
else?
dropped that album while he was on tour for Chromacopia.
Yeah.
Like
Nuts.
in the middle of him being on tour. One of the stops that he did, they made him play Sugar on My Tongue 3 times. And he did it. He was
Yeah.
like, fuck it. Like I'll let y'all have your moment,
Yeah.
you know?
Heck yeah.
But yeah, he's great. He's amazing. He's a fucking genius. Not only in, you know, the music side of things, but also like branding, insane. Like marketing, like insane. Like he's just a genius all around. Like not just musically. Like he's a fucking badass business dude. Like he puts on a whole fucking carnival every year in LA. Like handpicks all these artists too, which is also something that's really cool about him. Like, you know, Lola Young had just fucking hit the scene when he got her to feature on like him
Yeah.
for Chromacopia, and that popped her off more than her, you know, she had like a TikTok hit before
Yeah.
that, but like, you know, finding these small artists and putting them on is something that Tyler does really, really well, especially at like Camp Flog Gnaw. And that's something that I want to take, you know, as we're not huge, you know, we're not anything like that, but I mean, we do have a little bit of, you know, we're on the come up, I would say. But you know, having other like bands come up to us and be like, dude, I would love to open for you sometime. Like, please, like, if you ever have like something come up, like, we would love to work with y'all. We would love to play a show with y'all. I have Fault in Our Design. They've played 3 shows. Literally, I helped fill a spot at Puzzles, and I let them play Puzzles as their 3rd show ever.
Wow.
And they're playing Ruins with us the 29th.
Sick.
But like, you know, giving those smaller bands the opportunities and like, you know, making those connections and, you know, putting people on, it's really hard out here, you know? So like supporting other bands and like supporting other people, like, you know, we all want to eat, we all want to win.
Yeah. It also just shows again up and coming bands and people like that are on the same like road that you are, like they maybe just wherever level they're on. But it shows like, hey, it's not a famine mentality out here.
No.
Like we can all
we can all eat.
yeah, we can all eat it's I always love the community over competition like thing. I was like, hey, let me try to make it easier for you. Like, what do you not know? Like, what did I know? What can I help you with? Like, it's all like help. And I love that. That's what the scene feels like to me these days. Like more than like when I was like trying. And it might have been just my mentality switch where I came in as a band and being like, well, that's people were competing all the time. And it's probably because like they were doing a lot more like battle the bands type shit. So it kind of gears your head to being
Battle
like,
of the Bands, by the way. We need more Battle of the Bands.
They're pretty like fun like showcases of stuff.
Yeah.
Like I love that just because you got to see like a range of stuff and people like show the fuck up for Battle of the Bands and it's fun.
Bring
it's
back
fun.
Battle of the Bands.
But it's super fun. But I love that that's a point that you kind of make it.
Yes.
To make
support other musicians in your scene. Do it. Seriously. Don't be mean.
Yeah.
Especially women, dude. Like women vocalists, especially in metal, it's very like this, but it doesn't have to be.
You literally
We're all friends.
That's the two questions that I had. That's my other one. Like I was literally gonna ask like how it is navigating like
it's
yourself. Do you feel any like different? Do you obviously I do think you feel like an adversity like to it.
Yeah, especially I mean, it's hard being in a metal band as a female vocalist. You get like all the metalcore bros kind of looking down on you and I'm like, no, I just don't want to scream. That's why I have Dylan.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean there definitely is a little bit of competition, I would say, but I mean I don't feel that way.
Yeah.
I just want, everyone to be friends. I want everyone to eat. Like I show up to as many shows as I can. My mom's in town right now. I took her the other night to, I'm not kidding, like 6 fucking venues in Deep Ellum. We saw like 6 shows. Like my friend was playing at Ruins, so we went to Ruins. And then my friend was playing at Texas Tea Room, so we hopped by Texas Tea Room for their set. Then we went to Puzzles to catch another thing. And then we went back to Ruins because another like DJ was playing after that. And just like, I try to go to as many shows as I can and support as many people as I can. Like, sure, I'll buy a ticket. I can't be there, but I'll still go. I'll still support you. That's what's important. Like, and also it helps build connections and friendships and, stuff like that, especially when people are not so friendly sometimes. So.
Yeah. You just do your part and being like, well, I will be. You know what I mean? Like, I can't worry about like who is and who's not. You know
I can't worry about anyone else other than myself. I can't change how people are going to act. I can't make someone like me. So, yeah. I just try to be as good as I can. I just try to be myself and, support the homies.
Hell yeah. That's a great attitude. And I love that the way that you pour all that energy like into the music you make. And I think that's the best thing you can do to like create that community and to like bring more people is just pour everything you have into your art and just like put it out and be a good person. Like that's it. Like make the music you want to and just don't be a dick. Like,
literally don't be a dick.
Yeah. Okay. So we got shows coming up at the end of the year. Some secret stuff happening at the beginning of next year.
Secrets.
I think I learned a lot today. So anything else you want to talk about right now?
I think I'm good.
Okay. Well, I really, really want to thank you for stopping by. And if y'all need anything, just let us know. We're happy to help promote anything. If you got new music coming out, let us know that. And you're always welcome back on
Thanks.
podcast.
This was so much fun. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming. This has been episode 153 with Mira from Viridescent. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for listening. We'll see you next time.